It is the Kombat UK PCLE personal load carrying system. It's a 120 litre pack, so plenty of room to swallow a large amount of gear, even though I don't usually I'm not expecting usually to use that large amount of gear. It does give me options which I like. To start with, you've got the rocket pouches here, and like most Bergen style packs, they'll simply zip off, and with the yoke that I've got in here, fit together to give you a nice 20 litre day pack, which is very useful, especially if you're on a site, stopping on a site and heading up the hills and what have you. You don't need to take the whole gear with you or the whole backpack. You've got plenty of room in that with these, which is a fantastic feature of these packs. So it's all fairly solid, nice thick strong plastic buckles and bolts as well, which is really good, really tough pack. So to start with, you've got a side pocket here, which is probably not as much room as other ones, if I can be honest. In there I've got my map, my compass, I'd probably put a hat in there as well, gloves, that kind of thing, stuff that I want easy. And then coming down, you've got a pouch here, which is a nice big pouch, and again in here I usually keep things that I want to hand. So that's first aid kit, maybe a few snacks, head torch, that kind of thing. And then you've got the two big rocket pouches, 10 units each, 10 litres each, which again can hold a lot of stuff, and the water bottles go in there. Fuel, Trangia, and a few other things that I want as well. Food would probably fit in one of those as well, which is good. So coming on to the back, and the disadvantage with this pack compared to others, it's a short back, which truth be told I'd have preferred a long back, but I didn't see that. The padding isn't as thick as a lot of others here and here, and also the back system is very basic. You haven't got any padded backing or anything like that, so it can get hot and sweaty. But plenty of these ones for sale, Gumtree, eBay, second hand. I mean, new they retail 114, 120, second hand you can pick them up for 35, 40 pounds. So if you're looking for something basic, you don't want to spend a lot of money, but it's solid and reliable, have a look for something like this, and certainly have a look at the Gumtree side, because you can see that before you buy, which is brilliant. So on the top you've got the molly webbing here, as well as to the side, which allows you to attach other things to it should you need it. You've also got molly down here, and you've got a couple of walking pole holders here as well that are all in very good order, and again a tie-up thing there, so you can attach more pouches to it if you want. You're going to need to, unless you're expeditioning with your family and you need to take most of the gear, then you're probably going to find what's in here is adequate. So if I move on and I'll open the lid, you do have a single pocket, deep pocket in the top here. I don't know if you can see that, and in there I'd keep a raincoat. Now I have been out with this on some, if you like, weight training walks recently, because I got this at Christmas and I haven't had the chance to use it in anger because of the current situation. So that's and it is very comfortable to wear, despite the shortcomings with the back. It is very comfortable with a load in, and my load is going to be somewhere between 12 and 15 kilos. So starting from the top, you've got a jacket cover here which cinches out nicely, like a nice big. This will obviously, you know, this isn't loaded fully, and my gear is bulky as opposed to heavy, so there you go. So at the top, right at the top, it's the first thing I'm going to want, which is my jacket. So you've got the jacket there, and then as we go down, the next thing I want is my tent. Now what I've done with my tent is, my tent is a Macpac, which later on I'll have up and show you, but what I've done with it is I've used, and it will be revealed, the sleeping bag stuff sack to put it in. It loads it up as a squashy lump to carry rather than a long thin one. It's easier to fit in, different space used, and that is much, I found it better, but obviously people have differences. So that's my tent in there, and then coming down at the back on the top layer I've got Trangia 27. Love this, mainly because it gives me the options. I don't have to have reheated meals. With a nice handy kit without carrying too much stuff, I can take real food, if you like, pasta and rice and what have you, if I wanted to as well, just have difference off of that. And then coming down, next up is my sleeping mat, which is Vango. It's a Vango Trek3 standard size, so it's a full length. That weighs just on a kilogram. The tent's 1.9. Trangia is about 1 kilogram. And then next up I've got my clothes stuff sack, so that's usual spare clothes, spare change. Things I haven't got in here at the moment for this is I haven't got things like a wash kit, which would probably store in one of these pouches, and just a pouch of odds and sods. I then got my pillow, which is the Trekmates Deluxe pillow. Not a great thing, if I'm honest about that. Then I've got my sleeping bag right at the bottom, which is the Vango Ultralight, and again I like to keep this loose in the bottom of the bag. Now it would be, if I was going out, it would be a rubbish sack, heavy duty rubbish sack lining this all anyway. So, and then down the side of the pack I keep the tent poles and the tent pegs as an extra item, and they're right at the front. They're light, they weigh nothing. So yeah, it's the Ultralight Pro 200 sleeping bag, which is nice and lightweight, it's nice and comfortable, and it does last me. I did sleep in this overnight here, and slept down a couple of times since lockdown. I've had a couple of garden camps, and it's been nudging on 0, and I've been more than warm enough both nights. So that is what I've got. That is a little about why I use it. Another good advantage with this pack is you have got a waterproof lining on it. I'm not going to trust it, obviously. I am going to compact it, but you have got that layer of waterproof lining around most of it. It's a frame rucksack. You've got an aluminium frame in here, which gives the pack a lot of stability and obviously a lot of support. And yeah, I mean, it is a big pack, and the advantage on it is that these, as I said earlier, these zip off, and in there you can cinch and tighten the load up even more. You can zip those together, so you're making a much smaller pack out of it, if you're not carrying so much stuff. And again, as I said, you can zip them together with the yoke. So it really is a pack for a lot of uses, I think, anyway. So yeah, that's it, and I will now endeavour to put everything back in.